Today, we're here to tell you a story. It starts with what looks like just a board game, but it goes somewhere much darker into, well, mystery and some pretty terrifying possibilities. We're talking about the Ouija board. Just saying the name, it often brings up images, doesn't it? Unsettling communications, really strange happenings, even whispers of, demonic possession. If you've seen one, it's simple enough. You've got the alphabet, numbers, goodbye, yes, no. And then there's the planchette, that little pointer piece.
Right, the thing that moves.
Exactly. Players put their hands on it lightly, ask a question, and then, well, supposedly, spirits move it. Spell out answers. But here's the thing. For anyone who's played one, or maybe you're just curious about it, there are some really crucial, honestly disturbing things you need to know about these boards and the kind of chilling stories that seem to stick to them. Okay, so the first thing, and maybe the most startling, is how it's classified. You look online, you go into a store sometimes, and there it is, in the toys and games section.
Yeah, often recommended for ages 8 and up, believe it or not.
8 and up. It's such a stark contrast, almost absurd when you think about the claims, that it's a portal for entities, that it summons dark forces, that it's behind, well, unspeakable acts. How can something with that kind of reputation be sold as just a kid's game?
It's a strange paradox, definitely. And it goes back to its history. The original board came about in the 1890s, invented by a businessman, Elijah Bond. Then it was manufactured by William Fuld for a long time. His estate eventually sold the rights. And now, Hasbro holds the trademark, a major toy company.
And back when it first came out, 1890, they didn't even really explain how it worked, did they?
No, not really. The main claim was just that it could answer questions.
With incredible accuracy, I think was the phrase.
That's right. And that mystery, that sort of unexplained power, really grabbed people. It wasn't long before spiritualists, mediums, they started using it. A tool to talk to the dead.
So it had this spiritual connection almost from the start.
Yes. But then fast forward, you add in decades of really terrifying personal stories, and of course horror movies, The Exorcist being a huge one. And now, the Ouija board is widely feared, especially by some religious fundamentalists. They see it as a tool of Satan, basically, blaming it for strange behavior, crimes, even summoning demons.
So you have this split, right? This thing presented as innocent, but carrying this incredibly sinister shadow. Is it just a game or something much darker? And that shadow, that sinister part, that's where we need to go next, because there are documented cases, real stories, where playing Ouija has been linked, tragically, to death, to really grave incidents. And maybe the strangest place to start is with the man who really popularized the boards, William Fuld. So it's 1927. Fuld is overseeing work on the roof of his new factory, a factory built to make Ouija boards.
Okay.
He's supervising, putting up a flagpole, leans against a railing, and it gives way. He falls 3 stories, I think, rushed to the hospital, serious injuries, but the truly bizarre, almost unbelievable part, on the way to the hospital, a fractured rib. It pierced his heart. Instant death.
Wow. That's incredibly specific. And freakish.
It is. But then it gets even eerier.
How so?
Well, later on, allegations surfaced. Claims that the Ouija board spirits themselves had told Fuld to build that factory. Right there.
Seriously. So the board told him to build the place where he ended up dying in that strange way.
That's the story. Was it just a horrible coincidence? A freak accident? Or something more? It's unnerving.
Definitely unnerving.
But if Fuld's death is unnerving, this next story, this one steps into undeniable horror, and it really forces you to question the board's influence. This might be the most heinous crime ever linked to a Ouija board. February 2001, Minko, Oklahoma. A woman named Carol Sewell Vaca. She's playing Ouija with her daughter, Tammy, and her 2 young granddaughters.
Okay, a family session.
Right. And during the session, Carol claims she gets a message through the board, a message from
God.
From God, on the Ouija board. That's what she claimed. And the message was chilling. It said her son-in-law, Brian Roche, 34 years old, was evil and that he needed to die.
Oh my God.
Prompted by this supposed divine command, Carol gets a knife. She goes and stabs Brian while he's asleep. He didn't die instantly. He actually called out for help.
And
Carol and her daughter ignored him. They just let him bleed to death.
That's horrific.
It doesn't stop there. After Brian died, Carol then tried to kill her own 10-year-old granddaughter.
What? Why?
We don't know exactly why her, but the granddaughter managed to fight back, got the knife away from her. Then things get even more bizarre. Carol, Tammy, the 2 granddaughters, they all get in a car. Carol starts driving and then deliberately crashes the car into a road sign, trying to kill everyone inside.
Good grief. Did they?
Miraculously, no one was killed in the crash. Carol broke both her ankles, but they survived. But even then, injured, she gets out of the wrecked car and tries to push one of the granddaughters into oncoming traffic.
No.
She apparently believed the child had inherited Brian's supposed evil.
This is unbelievable.
When that failed, Carol just took off her clothes and ran off, hiding in the woods.
It's completely...
Gone, completely. And when she was arrested, her defense was simple.
Let me guess.
The board told her to do it.
Wow. And what's disturbing there, really disturbing, is that reports say she had no prior history, no mental illness on record, no drug abuse. It led people to believe she just let the Ouija board consume her life. Utterly. She was later declared legally insane.
It makes you really think about belief, suggestion,
Yeah.
what the mind can do, or what something else might do through the mind, the desire to talk to the dead. That's ancient. People have always wanted that connection.
Since the dawn of time, probably. Grief makes us long for contact.
Yeah. And for centuries, you needed a medium, a psychic, someone special. Then the Ouija board comes along in the 1890s, and suddenly the promise is there for anyone. No special powers needed, just the board.
A direct line, supposedly.
But can it actually communicate with the dead? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
And the experiences people report are just all over the place.
Exactly. Some people talk about getting messages, but not from loved ones. They describe, non-friendly spirits, things that lead to dread, fear, even claims of full-on demonic possession.
Right, the darker side.
But then you have the other side, too. People who swear they've had positive experiences, feeling touches, like a hand on their neck, getting comforting messages from family members who've passed.
It's completely contradictory, in a way.
It is, which makes it so perplexing.
And it's interesting, most professionals in that field, psychics, mediums, even many religious leaders, they actively warn against using it, especially, they say, for the untrained person.
Untrained, meaning just regular folks.
Pretty much. The warning is that the board can create these medium-like effects, and if someone isn't prepared or doesn't know what they're doing, well, it could open a link to, as they put it, the dark side of the spirit world.
Wow, but then there's the scientific explanation.
Right. Skeptics point firmly to something called the ideomotor effect.
Explain that a bit.
It's basically unconscious, involuntary muscle movements. Tiny movements made by the people with their hands on the planchette. They aren't doing it deliberately, it's subconscious. But those tiny movements, added together, are enough to slide the planchette across the board.
So the answers aren't coming from spirits.
They're coming from the user's own subconscious minds. No paranormal activity needed.
It's such a clash, isn't it? These deeply felt, sometimes terrifying personal experiences versus a straightforward scientific explanation. Where do you land? Now, let's say you ignore the warnings, or maybe you're just curious if you're thinking about using a Ouija board, or maybe you have one. There are these, unwritten rules, lore, maybe. People say if you ignore these rules, the risk of something bad happening, maybe even possession, goes way up.
Yeah, there are definitely commonly cited rules.
3 big ones always seem to come up. First, never ever play alone.
Right. The idea is partly for safety, having a witness, but also maybe psychological grounding. Playing alone could make you more susceptible or freaked out.
Makes sense. Second rule, never talk about God.
That was interesting. The claim is it angers the spirits, potentially turns them nasty.
Increases the danger. Okay, and the third one, this one feels particularly chilling. Never ask the board when you are going to die.
Yeah, that's considered a major taboo. You just don't ask that question.
Don't tempt fate, I guess.
Something like that. And related to rules,
Ah.
there are rules about getting rid of a board, too.
Oh, if you decide you don't want it anymore.
Exactly. The belief is if you don't dispose of it properly, it can, haunt you.
Okay, so how do you get rid of it, according to the lore?
Well, first, what you absolutely do not do is burn it.
Don't burn it. Why not?
The stories, they're quite specific. They say if you burn a Ouija board, you'll hear it scream. And that scream supposedly means you have less than 36 hours to live.
Yikes. Okay, so no burning. What's the right way?
The proper method, according to tradition, is to break the board into 7 pieces.
7 pieces. Okay.
And then sprinkle it with holy water.
Holy water. What if you don't have holy water just lying around?
Good question. Apparently, if holy water isn't an option, you should place a silver coin on the board before breaking it. Silver is supposed to repel evil energy, close the connection.
Break it in 7. Use holy water or silver. Got it. Any other vital rules?
One last one, maybe the most crucial for ending a session.
Which is?
Always say goodbye. Move the planchette to goodbye on the board.
Why is that so important?
The idea is you're closing the connection, like hanging up a phone. If you just stop playing without formally saying goodbye, any spirits or entities you contacted might linger, stick around.
Like leaving a door open.
Exactly. Leaving a door open to something you might not understand and probably don't want hanging around.
Okay. So wrapping this up, we've covered some really unsettling ground today with the Ouija board. We talked about it being sold as a toy, which is just bizarre. We looked at the strange deaths linked to it, like William Folds, the potential for it to be involved in or blamed for horrific crimes, like the Carol Vaca case.
Truly disturbing.
The ongoing debate about whether it actually communicates with the dead or if it's just us.
The believers versus the skeptics.
And finally, those unwritten rules. The warnings about how to use it and how to get rid of it safely.
It really leaves you with a question, doesn't it? How do you square that innocent-looking board, sold next to Monopoly, with this terrifying reputation? With these stories, what's really going on there at that intersection of, belief, psychology, suggestion, and maybe, just maybe, the unknown?
Something definitely to ponder. Thank you for joining us for this unsettling story today. If you found this dive into the Ouija board compelling or chilling, please do us a favor. Like this, share it with someone who might be interested, and definitely subscribe to the Horror Docs channel. We've got many more chilling stories and deep dives into the unknown coming your way. Until next time, take care and goodbye.